East Tennessee echoes their names, plays their songs. They set in motion a way of thinking and doing for an entire region and form the cornerstone of the East Tennessee character. They were driven by their love of freedom. Two groups of people from the same land. They became the pioneers of our land. For centuries, beginning in the 1100s, English monarchs had tried to dominate the people of Ireland with little success. Then in 1610, the English founded the plantation of Ulster in Northern Ireland, where it was hoped English influence would spread. From the lowlands of Scotland, a coarse, headstrong breed came to Ulster. These people would become the Scots-Irish. The Presbyterian newcomers and the native Irish Catholics had different religions, but they did share one thing in common, a yearning to be free from English domination. Heavy English taxes, high rents, and religious persecution made life in Ireland unbearable. Both groups found hope and a new beginning in America. There were some native Irish on the frontier of East Tennessee. They were ambitious, with a flair for politics and a deep love of music. But they would not make a true impact until the 1840s, when potato famines in Ireland began to drive them here in large numbers. Instead, it was the Scots-Irish from Northern Ireland who dominated the early years of East Tennessee.
They were the people who cleared the land and established the homes, the homesteads. They tended to be small farmers, so they would have dairy cattle as opposed to beef cattle. They would have pigs, very common. One of the things that appealed to them was that the mountains were very much like home. They looked very much like Ireland, North Ireland, Scotland.
They brought to the mountains of East Tennessee a love of education that was born out of a strict Presbyterian faith. They also may have brought with them a fascination with a particular color.
The term orange is the term taken by and used by the Ulster Presbyterians. It comes from the name of the king, William of Orange, who they supported against the Stuart Catholic kings. And when William of Orange defeated the Stuart kings, that sealed forever that whole political battle. And they celebrate regularly that victory.
The wearing of the orange?
The wearing of the orange, right. They were very independent. They wanted very much to be their own bosses, their own people.
They spread the seeds of rebellion a decade before the American Revolution. They defied English law by settling lands beyond the Appalachians. When war finally came, they were ready to face their old rivals, the English.
The people who felt strongly that they had to go fight for their freedom and establish once and for all that that culture could not come across the mountains and dominate them again were the Scots-Irish, who had fled here for that freedom and for that independence. I would say Tennessee owes the Scots-Irish heritage both its existence politically, economically. I think we also owe to that tradition a fierce independence and pride, the whole volunteer name, for example, that intense pride in what is ours.
Their names were Sullivan, Murphy, Anderson, Doyle and Adair, Claiborne, Campbell, McMinn, and dozens more. They were the Scots-Irish and the Irish. Together, they tore out a living in a new world and became not only Irishmen, but Americans. Much of who we are today, we owe to them.